الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا بما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Just 2 quick points. Yesterday when we spoke about Surah Taha, we spoke about the Fir'aun. We spoke about the confrontation of the magicians. But what came after that? Surah Taha, this is the only surah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a certain incident about a certain controversial figure. A very vile figure, a very obnoxious figure. And that figure and this incident is known as As-Samiri. This figure of As-Samiri. And who is As-Samiri? As-Samiri was a rabbi. Some scholars say he was a rabbi, but he was nevertheless part of the religious clergy of a group of people who used to worship cows. And at the time of Harun and of Musa alayhi salam, he saw an opportunity, not for good but for fame, for making himself a cultish personality. And it is said that As-Samiri, he saw the footprint of Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, or the footprint of the horse of Jibreel alayhi salam. And he took some remnants of that footprint. And without getting into too much detail into the story, he then goes and he fashions with those remnants a golden calf. And the golden calf appears to make sounds. And so he tricks the people and fools the people into believing him instead of Musa alayhi salam. And so he goes and he calls to the people, and the people instantaneously, they turn on Musa and Harun alayhi salam, and they start to worship him, revere him as if he was some type of God. And this is the point, that our religion is not a source of cultish personalities. If a Shaykh, an alim, a mufti, an imam is calling you to himself, if he is calling you to himself, and he's not calling you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's not calling you to the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he's calling you to himself, know that this is a cultish personality. We do not have any need for cultish personalities in our tradition. The role of a shaykh, of an imam, of an alim, of a mufti is to get you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to increase your connection with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to increase your love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the Sahaba and the awliya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make this religion as a free-for-all for some people to just call and call and call to themselves. It could be acquiescence to a dictator. It could be a leader or a quote-unquote religious leader. But this religious leader, he only calls to himself. He only wants fame. He's only obnoxious. He only wants fame. He only wants people to say good about him. He's not doing it for the right reason. So we seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's refuge from this. And I ask you and I warn you, if you ever see someone like this who is calling to himself and not to Allah, beware of that person. And the next point is immediately after Allah subhanahu, and we see in the surah, Musa alayhi salam says about the punishment of Samiri, that he will be punished in this life, and he was punished because instantaneously the people left him. He will not touch them and they will not touch him. They left him completely, and in the akhirah he will be punished even more. In the akhirah his punishment will be even more humiliating. And then right after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gets into detail about some of the most extreme ayat about Yawm al-Qiyamah. And the one point is that many people on Yawm al-Qiyamah, they will go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they will say, oh Allah, you only gave us 10 days to live. You only gave us a month to live. You only gave us a day. Some will swear, oh Allah, you only gave us a day. How could we have done enough good deeds? You did not give us enough time, not realizing that they had 60, 70, 80 years to do a lifetime of good deeds. But time will go by so quick for them. They will have wasted their lives. We do not want to be amongst those people. Assalamu alaikum.